Hello and greetings, my fellow Darkins, and welcome to the Mystery Lake Tour Series. Going to be a little bit of tutorial, exploring all the map. We're doing all the cartography on this. We're actually going to be doing a series for every map updated to 2020, guys, it currently is. And we'll do an updated series, if something big changes, maybe with episode 4. Right, we're down a fresh Pilgrim's run. This won't be a difficult run because I want to take our time. I want to show off all the map, give little tips and tricks, etc. throughout this series as well. Now this will be popping off not every other day like we kind of did the Only Bears challenge, etc. But I will probably at least once a week we'll be getting this series. And then after Mystery Lake, we will move on, probably maybe do a short series on the transition area, the ravine. And then we will move on to Coastal Highway and so on from there. But let's grab up some rosehip. Good for making rosehip tea. If you have any sprains, but also, just to morally, I use that to warm up. But let's grab some of that to do later. And the first thing we're gonna need is some charcoal.
This will come in handy.
Or did you start with a candle? Grab some firewood. Grab me some charcoal here, because I want to start doing some cartography. This is the deadfall area where we spawned. We'll show that off on the map momentarily here. Hopefully the weather will cooperate today. So yeah, this is the deadfall area. You're about, I would say, a little bit, slightly in the middle of the map. Just a little bit to the right, as it were. It'll make more sense as we go through this. Let's bring up the whole big map here as well. Mystery Lake does lead into the ravine, which leads into Coastal Highway. But also Mystery Lake will go straight on the railroad tracks, which we'll talk about that as soon as we get up there. We'll also lead into Forlorn Muskeg. And Forlorn Muskeg leads into Bleak Inlet, Mountain Town as well, and Broken Railroad. But alright, let's get back to that. Alright, so what we want to do now, if you find yourself here, is we want to head to the railroad track. So we'll just head off to the left here a little bit, because you can actually see power lines straight ahead. And where there's power lines, you got it. There's usually civilization. Let's pick up some sticks on the way. You want to get in a good habit, especially on Interloper, always picking up sticks. Sticks are your new friend. Alright, so let's head up here. Beautiful day. Generally on Pilgrim to Voyager settings, the game is much more forgiving on the weather and cold-wise as well. Because right now, yeah, we're barely cold at all. Let's grab a couple more sticks while we're at it. Weight not really going to be a concern on this little mini-series. Alright, so from here, from the deadfall, now we've made our way out to the railroad tracks. And you can pretty much get to most destinations off the railroad tracks here. So there'll be a couple little hidden spots as well. Now, originally when this map first came out, it was only this map in the beginning, pre-alpha, and then when it came on to Steam Early Access, and it generally would have taken a week. It generally took a whole week in-game to get from one half of the map to the other. Now, generally, you can do it in about half a day. Yeah, it's very, if you sprint it out, head straight forward, don't run into any trouble. Though with the derailment coming up there, but first, I think I do want to start. We'll get over here. This is actually going to lead into Forlorn Muskeg. We're not going to go there just yet. That'll be a separate series in itself. And we're also going to hit all the cartography spots as well. Yeah, close eye and eyes if you want to avoid a little bit of spoilers here. Yeah, let's go survey locations. Yeah, there are 22 places we do want to hit here in this little map tour series as well. Yeah, we've already got one. Yeah, so we'll be hitting all these areas as well. And up next, we'll be getting to Max's Last Stand and Trapper's Homestead, an iconic place. You might have seen it if you did story mode as well. Yeah, didn't meet actually David Hayter at a Comic-Con. Compliment him his work in story mode, though so far he's had a kind of a little small part. Hopefully in episode 4 we'll get more of him. Yeah, brilliant voice actor. Not really. That basically running shoes pretty worthless. Harvest that for the leather. I'm not going to too much worry on this map series. Let's grab some more rosehip as well. And also, as a little treat to my longtime fans, I'm going to keep calories in this character throughout the series. And it's going to be very rough on me. Okay. Yeah, we're not going to be doing hunting anything. We're just going to try to grab everything as we get it. Ooh, emergency stim. Always save those for emergencies. I do say always carry them on you, though. Never bank any of those. You never know some of the trouble you will get into. And on your right, you'll actually see... Yeah, we've got some maple over there. That is used for making bow. You will need one maple sapling. And then a couple pieces of gut to make a bow. And you'll need tools to craft that as well. Yep, grab that up as well. Just a couple more sticks. Gonna need more coal. And we'll use a little bit of the spray paint as well. Mark off a couple nice spots you might need to know. Birch bark, useful for making tea to restore your condition. You can actually chase that with herbal tea at night for a little bit of an extra heal on top of that if you needed it. And generally I kind of go over that hill right there. But you run the risk of a sprain. So you can go around here to lessen it a little bit. Once you go up on that incline, it always kind of does a little range roll to see if you're going to sprain something. And if you are over encumbered, you have a much better chance of that. As you can see in the bottom right icon, that is an incline. Now we have a chance of getting a sprain. Though I'm pretty sure on Pilgrim you won't have to worry about that too much. I know if you do a custom run, be aware, yeah, achievements are disabled, but you can turn that off in the settings. So you never have to worry about sprains again. Kind of nice. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this has kind of been an iconic... They really never told the story of this. Especially with Jeremiah, I always kind of did wonder a little bit. Yeah, it's so close to his house at Max's last stand. Did he know Max? Did he even hear anything and go out to check? Maybe Jeremiah didn't care. Yeah, often in Stalker below. Yeah, we have Fire Master skills as well, so we don't have to worry about that. Worn Windbreaker, not bad. For starting, not bad at all. Let's grab that hatchet. It's about 1.5 kilograms. Very useful in a wolf struggle if you do want to make them bleed. Alright, let's check out our clothes real quick. Throw on that windbreaker. Oh, you're looking snazzy, Will. You're looking snazzy indeed. And I was also noting over here on the right, there's a clearing. It does have rabbit spawns as well. And generally, deer don't really see a wolf out of trappers too much. On a rare occasion. But the bear does make trips about every couple days, I would say. He comes through this area. Very good place, especially on these rocks over here, to actually get him a good shot on him. It's a very nice spot. You can confuse his AI, or lead him even back to Trapper's Homestead itself. Fire shot, run inside, you're good to go. And for the most part, there is a bear, but on occasion still, I still feel like it is. Yeah, you can see there's actually 4 deer. On more difficult settings, you would not see that. You'd get maybe 1 or 2. But 4 deer, wow, oh dear. But back behind Trapper's Homestead, there's also a backpack and another set of rabbits that you can grab as well. To the right, we have a little shed. More than half time, we'll have a deer carcass we can harvest. We're gonna have to unfreeze that first, especially starting out. I got some firewood, feathers for making arrows. And up here, newly edition, this is a cave that will lead to the Mountain Town map containing Milton and the original start of story mode, if you're more familiar with that. Quite a bit of loot to go have. We'll be doing a separate series on that map as well, don't you worry. And also remember, cartography, height does matter now as well. So I'm just gonna appear where Trapper is. Let me get some quick. Are we frozen? Not really. Well, let's go back and I will show you where to find that. We've actually got some birch as well. We'll grab that. Don't plan on doing any of that in this area, but you never know. I'm probably going to use the same character, just for time-wise. We do have a route planned out for this. Yeah, that's a very nice mount. Each birch sapling will contain, you can craft that into 3 arrow shafts that then you can make arrows with. Alright, sadly empty. And also very interesting back here as well, some Old Man Beard's lichen, which you can make into Old Man Beard's wound dressing, which will take place of the antiseptic. Very handy if you do get a wolf bite. Sometimes you can actually get wolf will bite you twice, and he'll actually apply 2 things where you have to take care of that. Let's grab that as well. I'm just gonna go with the 3 for now. We can just make 1. We'll break down that rose hip as well. But first off, I do want to get... It's a very beautiful picture there. I think nothing says more Mystery Lake than Trapper's Homestead. I used to spend a lot of time out here in the beginning of this the build of the Long Dark before it came to Steam. Spent a lot of time out here. But then it really wasn't too viable because your hunting, you wouldn't really get a lot of hunting out here. It would die out pretty quickly. So the camping outfits actually turned out to be better. Now, I think it's way, way more forgiving on the hunting. There is rabbits, very viable. I've spent a year out here just in this location. And it was, I tell you, it was perfection. It was awesome. I set up a whole ring of snares. And I did rabbits every day. About a year, it was quite good. Now, there actually is quite a bit of loot in here. And my good old friend, the safe, which... I think I might not do safes in this series. Oh, and we've got Revolver. That's a new addition to the game if you haven't been there in a while. Revolver, kind of nice, but I can kind of get... That's why I kind of prefer Interloper. You gotta just think about your shots more. They just you start giving me a gun that I can fire in 2 seconds. I tend to take that for granted sometimes. That is a little bit of condition repair. Sulfur, well, probably when we're in Bleak Inlet doing that tour, we'll do a little ammunition crafting as well. Alright, Wilderness Kitchen.
Could end up being useful.
Lead into our cooking skill. And cooking skill level 5, you're pretty much in God mode. It is, you can eat ruined food till your parasitic meat no longer a problem. I've got some rifle ammunition. I'm gonna grab that. Oh, and most importantly, I'm gonna go out here real quick because I lost my train of thought, and we've got to get, because I was taking a picture. Oh, I don't have any more charcoal. That's also why. Yeah, we'll finish the looting here in just a second. We can hit a couple more locations at the very least, I think. Let's grab me some more charcoal. Sadly, only 1. Can it also charcoal inside? Okay, let's grab that. Alright, now we got a little bit of Trapper's Homestead as well. And the backpack over there. And then if you kind of loot some of this stuff and then you recharcoal again, it will... Was there... Oh. Was there one left that I missed apparently? I don't feel like I did. Wasn't that the oddest thing? But anyway, let's get back inside. Finish that looting. Oh, I do want to do this during days for good visibility. So we're trying to avoid nighttime travel as well. I'm just kind of speed it along. Grab some more firewood. Lantern as well. I don't want anybody getting lost following along the guide, so we'll try to... Ooh, new wolf scarf, 97%. I see a couple bullets over there, and climbing socks. This is going to be a treat for me, clothes I don't usually get to see all the time. Alright, we've got a scarf. Up to 5 degrees warmth. Let's grab that book as well for a good fire starter. We're going to be doing a fair bit of traveling, so I'm not going to get that snare up.
I could use this.
Work gloves, that would be slightly, actually a little bit warmer, but less, that's fine. Makes us a bit more manly, I think. Oh, rifle cartridge as well. Yeah, and there is probably, I would say, about 30% chance of having the rifle in here. More often than not, I never usually get it in here. But of course, you can always check there's a lot of wikis with loot table percentages, etc. Because if it shows up in the wiki that it's not here, they'll have a definite idea where it's going to be. If you want to kind of spoil yourselves a little bit. I myself prefer to be surprised. You know what? I'll do the safe. Only for you guys. I normally just abhor safes. We'll do the quick wet. Alright, so that was about 12. You kind of just... Okay, it was more like a 9. So 9. Okay. This is what a lot of it is. Okay, 9. Then around 46-ish maybe. And generally, if you do this on Interloper, it will be empty 90% of the time. Thereby annoying the hell out of you. But on Stalker below difficulty, the loot will be much better and worth it, I believe. I'll just go really slow, because you go over it quickly enough, I'd have to repeat the whole thing again. And it's one thing in the long dark I don't really have patience for anymore. Otherwise... Severely big fan of the game. Always do highly recommend. And there's my case in point. Alright. It's going to be worth it.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
Flare shells. MRE. That's very good, actually. Okay, so it's getting a little bit dark. Let's also get our cleaning kit. I think really quickly, we'll also give a quick tour. Yeah, because I don't want to do a whole video for that trend. It's kind of a little bit transition area, but I would say this is more in Mystery Lake than not. It's not as big as like the ravine or anything. I don't think the... No offense to the cave, but I don't think it deserves its own special video. But we'll give a quick tour in here. How are we doing weight-wise? Not too bad, really. Not too bad. Also be some coal in here. And the last update actually removed the timer on the coal, so you don't have to wait like 20 minutes before adding the coal. Well, let's get some light here. Do a brief run through here. There are no carns in here. A little bit of loot. Coal is kind of the more important thing I think I'd take out of this. We'll go pin the right. The cave, not too... kind of pretty hard to get lost. I mean, you could, but... most often than not, you'll have a dead end head back. Nice pillars. Yeah, you got a lot of coal. And also, good pro tip here. If you grab the coal, come back in a couple weeks. Maybe a month max. It will all respawn. And you can just kind of milk that once a month. Very lovely. I do believe in the sticks probably would respawn. I'm not 100% sure on that. I usually just stick for the coal. I wouldn't imagine on the sticks because that would just be... I feel like that'd be kind of weird. Alright, so we'll pop off to our right. Won't go the whole length because this leads out to the Mountain Town map, which we'll cover in a separate series. And we got a rabbit.
Useful.
Hey, alright. Grab that. Oh, charcoal, actually. No charcoal. Ah, fair enough. Some coal. A little bit more coal. Yeah, you always want, if you do go through, run through it, I do advise grabbing all of it. Stockpiling it wherever you may, but in addition to all this coal in the game, it did make it very easy to survive for quite a long time, even on the higher difficulties. Okay, so that will lead out. We're not going to worry about it anymore there. That leads out to the Mountain Town map. Alright, so far in this video, we've already shown you 2 ways to get to different maps. And there actually are a couple more ways. Via the Carter Hydro Dam, and then, of course, out to the ravine. I think we might have a little bit... Kinda almost sounded like a blizzard there. Getting a little bit sleepy. Getting good exercise, though. This way. Okay, just want to show this off because I probably won't do this in a separate video. We'll probably just come into Mountain Town map. And alright, kind of like I thought I'd heard, that's a blizzard. So unfortunately, I cannot control the weather in the long dark. But luckily, I do know this area quite well. So let's head over. We'll get a good night's sleep and then start again in the morning. I think we'll make it easier. I want to show you guys to get from the Trapper's Homestead to a camp office. I want to show you the way I go. It's a little... takes a little bit longer, but less chance of you getting confused around. Alright. Grab that. Turn that off. And I have a little bit of time to read. I do have calories. Speaking of which, let's just make sure we're topped off. So grab that and the antibiotics just in case. Yeah, I'm probably going to be leaving a lot of new... Driving people slightly insane, but it's alright. We'll grab the coffee, though. So I should get a little bit of water as well. I'm not going to worry about it. We have a soda as well. We did grab the book. I'd say why not. This will take us about 5 hours, and it gets us about 30% of it into cooking 1. Which are the first level, and all the skills pretty easy to get, except mending. Mending is one of the longer taking ones. Let's actually look at all the skills. Carcass harvesting, that is the one you will get to 5 the fastest. I generally don't have to worry about getting the books. You will be harvesting all the time, especially once you get a weapon, as it were. Cooking, like I said, level 5, pretty awesome. Once you get to level 3, you no longer need a can opener to get cans open, so you don't have to worry about that. And fire starting, Yeah, we actually do have that perk for Fire Master after you get 1,000 light 1,000 fires. Yeah, very nice. You start at level 3. You don't need a tinder plug. Right, keep on keeping on. Ice fishing. You can actually get the books. You can get to level 2 fairly quickly. Then once you get around to 4, it becomes kind of very grindy, but yeah, very good chance your line won't break. That will happen quite a bit, so prepare for that. Rifle firearm, very useful skill. It gets a little bit gamey though because you start getting a crit chance up when you level up your skill. And that seems a bit, gamey to me, but we are in a video game. And of course, archery, once you get to 5, you're pretty killer as well because then you can crouch and shoot. And that is, my friends, is very, very nice. A lot of stealthing. And mending, once you get to 4, you're going to kind of wish you were dead because it will take forever. I basically do recommend keeping a whole bunch of clothes and then just grinding away on those as well. Of course, for firearm skill, not too shabby. And then, of course, the new thing, gunsmithing as well. Not something I've done a ton of, just because usually I'm just on Vanilla Interloper. But something we'll maybe explore more in the future. But alright, let's get out of that. And really quickly, I also want to will also help out our inventory. Let's get some Old Man Beard's wound dressing. You can do that anywhere you don't need it. It will let you know if you do need workbench. But let's grab one thing of rose hips. Takes 24 rose hips. We already have bandages as well, so calorie-wise, how we're looking, I'm just going to keep 32%. That's an okay risk. I said that question. When's it too low to risky? I'll roll a 1% food. I will. Just extend your days. I mean, it's survival. You got to do what you got to do. But I generally also advise always 10 hours of rest, depending on how tired you are. You don't have to get all of that. If you're exhausted, you're going to need about 12 or 13 hours. But 10 is as long as you can sleep without becoming completely dehydrated and taking damage from that. Alright, you can see the blizzard has passed now. And then there's a blizzard again. Well, well, well. I don't want to leave when it's just past a couple hours. Well, we've got calories. This is a map tour and a tutorial, so we don't want to waste time. It's about passing time, but that would waste calories. Okay. It's always generally a little cold in the morning, so I wouldn't advise leaving around 8 or 9 o'clock around that time. And you might ask, how do I know what time is in the long dark? This game actually used to have time, like it would tell you the time. Before now they made it a little more mysterious because we know we don't have a watch. But if you knew the time then, you can kind of tell time now. So it's around about 7 or 8 o'clock. You can just also tell by the passing of the day. Okay, well. Once again, you can never predict the weather in the long dark. I'll just get this book down, I suppose. Alright, then we can use that to start a fire now. Cooking skill up a little bit. Alright. I don't think I'm going to need that antiseptic, so let's just get on our way. Yeah, I think we're good. Oh, except jerry can, though.
Cooking with gas.
That is such a lame line. Alright, that is quite a bit. Very heavy, though. Very heavy. Might use that to start some fires, though.
Wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Also, very interesting little tidbit. I think my buddy Green Beret on Twitch. I'm gonna say what was his Storm Tiberius. It's quite a while ago since we did this. These are kind of like steps, though. A little bit of steps. That's nice. Okay, so the weather's cleared up a bit enough for travel. Now, there are a couple ways you can get to the camping office. I am going to show you the way I advise going. Just because occasionally you can get a wolf in the deadfall area, it is more economical to go that way. But yeah, generally you can kind of get tossed and turned around a little bit if you don't know the map so well. So I'm going to show you a nice, easy way to go. That'll bring us back out to the railroad track, kind of at the entrance where Forlorn Muskeg is. And that we showed you earlier in the video. So right over here we got Max's Last Stand. And also another good tip to know, be very kind of leery on hills like this coming up. Stop every once in a while and just kind of listen if you hear anything, you know, paw prints, etc., you know, just wolves capering about. Alright, so we're going to head over here. Do let me know in the comments as well if I forgot any little spots. I generally I've tried to make a little map of my own on this, so I make sure I hit all the highlights, etc. Make sure we cover everything for posterity's sake as well. Been covering the Long Dark for 6 years, and it might be another 6 more. Time will tell on this one. Alright, so you see here, pretty much a straight shot out. Very easy to remember. It is not as efficient because if we went over to the deadfall to the left over there, that would pretty much put us out right about by the camping office. I'll grab some feathers. Good thing to also know about feathers. Corpses, check them maybe about once a week. They'll always have more feathers. Also when you're carcass harvesting, quartering a bear as well. When you're harvesting a bear, there's usually quite a bit of feathers. I don't know if that exploit for that is still ongoing. But if I had a bear and I was harvesting it outside, I'd go inside really by Pleasant Valley Farmstead. I could go in and out, and I'd just get a ton of feathers. Okay, so once again, that's the entrance to the ravine. And if you do want to, not the ravine, I apologize, Forlorn Muskeg. And if you do want to just head straight. You're going to run into some rail cars straight ahead. That's called the derailment. Generally a lot of wolves there. It's a bit of a trap. Sometimes you can get lucky. Advise with caution. But generally also, they did with the addition of some of the story mode changes and etc. now. We do have lights out here. We do have that. If you get lost in a blizzard, look to the railroad and also these lines. Because this line will kind of taper off a bit to the right when we get coming up on the camp office, which will be our next stop. And also, I tend to walk a little bit on the right of these tracks because sometimes there is a wolf on the left. So just always kind of keep your head on the swivel there. It's good practice. Occasionally the game has been known to teleport a wolf in, though. Okay, you see that line? The power line cuts to the right there a little bit. So even if in a blizzard, you could, if in an emergency, find your way here. Also, I might need a... Yeah, I'll have a soda. Also, good point on soda. Even at 0%, it never goes bad. You never get food poisoning. Though if it's at 0%, don't put any of those items, the food items, in a container. It will automatically vanish. So then you're out those calories. But it's a good way to get rid of ruined sewing kits and whetstones. You can't do anything with those. Hello there, Mr. Deer. Alright, camping office. I actually did set the pre-alpha record for the longest time in the Long Dark before it came to Steam. I do believe it was like around 72, 73 days. I spent 2 of those weeks completely naked because the cloth you only had so much cloth in the game, and it all deteriorated, and nothing I could do. Let's get some more rose hip. It's nice for a good warmth bonus as well. Did I have any? I don't. We'll have to go grab some. Let's get inside real quick. There's 2 actually stoves in here. They don't usually, this one only has 1 slot up top, so it's really... Okay, we got a little bit of charcoal up here. So grab... Ah, I'm glad Carl is here. Carl, you magnificent bastard. I'm gonna take it and see, but... I feel like it's... I'm just gonna drop that, actually. We'll find something better. 90%? Well, that's slightly better. Just drop those where we have it. Just want to get a bit more charcoal. Okay, we'll do some quick looting in here. Maybe some storage. Because we're going to go out. Do a quick little tour of Mystery Lake. The Mystery Lake proper, as it were. Okay, am I going to be able to... Game is sometimes a little picky on surveying. But alright, we got the camp office down. That is 3 locations now. Let's see. Yeah, we've got the 3. Alright, very nice. Okay. Ooh, a very nice ski jacket.
I think I can use this.
92%. No, let's wear that. Gonna drop that. It's not Back to the Future. You don't need to have that. Quickly. We're gonna do a quick loot and scoot. Frontier shooting guide. Yeah, not bad for only 4 hours as well. Do some quick inventory sorting. Let's just do a quick looting. And the lesser difficulties, you will get a hook and a line. You really got to kind of look at it, though. And then you can make a fishing tackle straight out the way.
What have we here?
Painkillers. Really only useful for that. They have the new pain mechanic, which just really kind of blurs the vision a little bit. It's more annoying than anything. Alright, let's get accelerant. And also, on your right, you will notice, more often than not, you got a magnifying lens. And those really never ever go bad, so once you get one, though granted, you have to have a sunny day, a nice clear and sunny day. Doesn't always happen, but you can get pretty much all the free fire you want, provided you have the tinder and everything. Let's go look through filing cabinets. If you didn't know, Canadian law, everyone in their home has to have a filing cabinet. I know, weird, right? But yeah, I could not make that up. You can't make up things on the internet. Alright, can opener. You need that till you get cooking level 3. Otherwise, you do suffer a loss in there. And that's a new thing as well. We'll be playing with this a lot. Spray paint can. Sardines. Tomato soup. And you always want to kind of cook that if you have the chance. Get water, so I'm going to have to take time to do my survival shtick, but... Yeah, what can you do? Oh, and yeah, spray paint. Even in Interloper, pretty abundant. I'll be aware if you mark anything inside, though, that will not show up. That's one of the notes we do collect. Those were made from Kickstarter backers. I think I knew one of the authors as well. Okay, grab that. And a bedroll.
Being useful.
92%. What is ours at? That's also very good for just harvesting it for cloth to get 10 cloth out of that. That's very nice. Especially Mystery Lake. More cloth than it used to have, but it's probably one of the least cloth maps, really. More than Forlorn Muskeg, though. That's for sure. Or Hush River Valley, definitely. Okay, so. Pretty much got everything in. What do we weight looking wise? 36. That's a little much to travel in, I would say. So first off, I want to go by weight wise. I'm going to put that away for now. We probably don't need that many. Oh, we can lay also. Be sure, whenever you get inside, lay down. I still have a problem with this for remembering. I'll lay down this inside. Can't lay it outside. Caves, some caves, a lot of caves actually. You can lay that down. But yeah, that will start curing. That's going to take around about a week. That'll be done. And then we can make arrow shafts out of that. Alright. So that's a little bit more. Do I really need that many spray cans? Probably not. Let's look at this. I'm not going to need you. I'm not going to probably need you. It's a very tough thing to do because, like, I don't ever, like, not have something with me. Oh, we have that rabbit as well. Alright, I'm hoping to... You know what, we'll do that at the end of the day. I'm just gonna... drop you for now. And just... keep the bed warm for me. Alright. Let's go out and do some cartography. Try to keep this. Well, we're going to be primarily traveling during the day when the weather is a little better, so we don't have anybody getting lost out there. Now, there are two ways to go. You can head straight out the ice. I do believe there are 4 fishing huts out here. One of them does have a door. I would recommend that's the second one on the right there has the door. I would recommend that one. Quite a bit of cattail stock here as well. And, of course, they added more stones with the Fearless Navigator update. Perfect for making you can probably, if you circle the whole lake, I think you'll have enough for at least 1 rock cache. But I will actually going to take the second way because there's another place to do cartography here. It's kind of a back entrance. Slightly safer as well. I normally do pick up all the sticks, but we're going to leave that because there's going to be quite a bit of loot to grab along the way. There is a chance of a rifle over here as well. A couple rifle chance spawns. We'll be looking at both of those today. The odds are always pretty good. Yeah, this is the lake trail. I'm wondering if that's going to be anything that goes over discovered spot. We're just going to cartography that as well. Make that nice. Okay. And how much charcoal do I have? We're just down to 1. Okay. Well, that'll be good enough to get Dave's quiet spot. Actually named after Dave Chan, who was the audio director in Long Dark. I don't believe he's anymore, but at one time he was part of the team. You know, so Alan Lawrence used to be the technical director of Long Dark. Yeah, there has been some changes. Of course, it's been about 6 to 8 years. That will happen, of course, in any development team. He is now Polybridge 2. He just worked on that game. Yeah, great guy. Okay, so off to your right. Unless you're doing the cartography, if you're in Stalker and Loper, I wouldn't recommend going out here. It's... generally, there is never anything out here. And I say that now, and there will be. And also, am I keeping those I'm keeping calories. I did promise for the map series we would keep calories in there. So, alright. There's the backpack. Dave's quiet clearing, yes. You would say the Long Dark as a game in general, has some of the best audio you will ever hear in a game. Definitely, it is really spot on. Okay, now we got Dave's quiet clearing. And let's just double check that just in case. Civil locations 5. Alright, now we got 5. Alright. Let's grab that for firewood.
Wonder if this is any good to eat.
I would imagine. And then another spray can. Okay, then we're going to pop off to the right. And that will get us out to Mystery Lake itself. It is a nice little bit of a longer way, I kind of feel. But you'll be able to avoid some of that wolf traffic. Generally, I don't think I've ever had a wolf in this area. Unless you're carrying a very high scent, I don't think you'd have to worry about it. Am I already... Oh, you're slightly over. Unfortunately, we do have the wind going against us. There is a new feat that if you spend, so much time outside during a blizzard, you get that feat. I'll give you a nice little perk if you equip it. You'll be about 25% less resistance when the wind is coming against you. Is it worth it as a perk? I would say no. Especially on an interloper if you only have 2. But it's kind of a nice feeling because, man, that can really slow you down. Ain't nobody got time for that. Unfortunately, the weather's taking a bit of a turn. As they give the long dark about 5 minutes, the weather will change. I know I said I wasn't going to pick up any more sticks, and then I do. Alright, you might remember this also from the Hunted Challenge and the Hunted Challenge Part 2. I don't want to try to spoil it there, but this is kind of a very important area. Let's taper off to the right. I do want to, let's grab this as well. I don't have any more. I would say a fire here, but we don't really have a good spot for it. How tired are you? You're kind of tired. Alright, we might have to do a slight little bit of survival out here. And I'm going to need some more charcoal as well. Because we're doing cartography. That is. We're going to head out to that fishing hut just on the left there. Each one of these does have a stove in it. Because that'd be pretty cold if you're out here ice fishing. And amazing as the Long Dark Desert does get seasons in this game. Because eventually their master idea was always to have, kind of on the wall of crazy ideas, was being able to go through spring, summer, fall, winter. Being able to just keep surviving throughout the years. Not having perpetual winter. Now, what other dangers would there be? They could do various different things. Other games have done as well. Farming is also something they talked about. So eventually maybe you could live forever. I think you can already live quite a long time in the Long Dark. Okay. Fishing hut. Let's go get some fires. I'm going to have to do a little bit of survival in here just because... one thing, there's not a lot of toilet water out here. Other than the cartography dam there, that's the only... I'm going to grab... I might get a long fire going just to burn more charcoal. Alright, let's grab that. So we got 2. Okay. So we're not too tired. Yeah, we don't... let's get the fire going first, because I'm gonna get... We can't actually make a fishing tackle, which is not a horrible idea. Okay, I'm gonna grab... I have a tinder plug for some weird reason. Let's use cardboard. actually going to use this fire. Probably add more than we need. Just so that'll... The longer fire burns, the more charcoal you're going to have. Usually going to have to let it burn at least an hour. So let's grab... I might get a little crazy on this fire. More time than we probably actually are going to spend. But just so in the morning, we'll have that done. Yeah, this is... Well, we could even actually sleep out here. Which is, you know, not a horrible idea. I think I might have to move that. Come on. Still can, it's just, it's very finicky. Because the door's open. Yeah, come on. There we go. Oh, I almost had it. There you go. Can't really get it on the ground, but you can get it right there. Don't ask. Just don't ask how I do that. Okay. So let's get some water. And also, while we're at it, let's go get us some fishing tackle. About 10 minutes. You can do that anywhere. And maybe make the line, if you don't find it, make it from gut. Okay. So got you done. And we do have a hatchet, so I don't think it would take that long. Well, we'll see how long that takes. I think Will does tend to slack a lot. Just get that done. Thank you. But it's getting a little bit late. I think we'll actually spend the night in here. So that way the next... I think we'll start to close off here soon. So we'll continue on where we left off in the first part of this series. Don't want to go anywhere late at night and get people confused. Okay. I didn't really want to do that, but that's fine. So now we'll gotta
lay down.
No, we need to fish, Will. We need to fish. And generally, I usually do about 4 hours. I think any less than that. All right, nice and tasty. And if you are looking for that big fish achievement, Coastal Highway, the coho salmon is the way to go.
Feels like night is coming.
3 fish, that's pretty good. That's craziness. Oh yeah, now we are totally actually exhausted, but I'm gonna keep doing it. Alright. That was quite a bit of fish. Okay. Oof. It says I fish it all. Alright. How much water do you have? Alright, so let's get... We're gonna need a good night of sleep after this.
Have a little sleep right here.
Alright, so let's add... Now, there's a little bit of time distortion. Versus sleeping versus the fire actually going. Let's just make sure we have our butt covered. You want to make sure if you're doing this out... No, I don't want to do that. Please don't. Let's not burn a book we haven't read. Alright, 10 hours. So I'll kind of show that off here. Calories wise, let's make sure we don't run. I'm gonna get some condensed milk. Oh, that sounds delicious. Alright, very nice. Okay, so about 10 hours. Alright, let's get that. Now that we remember, we are exhausted though, so we're gonna need to sleep a little bit more. Though the stamina might be a little bit more forgiving on Pilgrim though. No, actually, no, it's about the same mechanic. And you see here, we slept for 10 hours, but we still have about 2 hours on the fire, so there's a slight little leeway there. Depending on your skill. So let's sleep a few more hours. So we can get a good day going. Fortunately, a bit of a fog. I don't know, maybe that'll clear up. Though it apparently, I can also show you guys next time a very good way to get around the lake if it's very foggy and you're not sure where to go. Bradley Jump, thank you so much for letting me take you a tour. Our first part of this little mini-series of Mystery Lake. We'll have another video up soon. I'm not going to have a timetable on this one. I'll just get them up as I can between all our other series on Long Dark and, Kenchi, etc. Got a lot of stuff going on as always. But yeah, this is the first part of our Mystery Lake tour and a little bit of tutorial, little tidbits of wisdom as I have as well. Alright, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to hit that like button, it does help a lot. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to see you guys in our next tour video.